How's it going, folks? Welcome to another fun at-home table read. Tonight we are jumping into, certainly a very weird Christmas guilty pleasure movie of mine, Santa's Sleigh, with Goldberg, the wrestler. This one's gonna be wild. I just want to get right into intros, so let's jump to it.
Hello, I'm George. I'll be doing the action description.
Hi, I'm Travis. I'll be playing Nicholas Gilson.
I'm Chelsea, and I'll be Mac.
I'm Logan. I'm gonna be Santa.
I'm Erik. I'll be Grandpa.
I'm Mary. I'll be playing Captain Caulk.
I'm Anne. I will be Mr. Green.
I'm Angi, and I'm Darren.
All right. Well, George, take us away.
All right, Santa's Sleigh, written by David Steinman, transcribed by the voice of the season. Interior Mason house, Christmas Eve night. It's Christmas Eve, and all around the table sit the Mason family, just the worst kind of folks. In walks Virginia, Mrs. Fran Drescher, carrying a large cooked turkey. Taylor and Beth, the bitchy twins, sit at the table.
I better get a Kate Spade bag this year. I know, and none of that shopping mall chain store shit.
Gwen, maybe the only decent person at the table, looks over to them.
Settle for nothing less than Prada, girls.
Virginia pours Gwen's husband Jason, played exactly as you'd expect by Chris Kattan. His eyes are locked on Virginia's boobs, which are hanging right in his face.
Gwen, don't be telling my kids that I'm trying to teach them some values. You're getting Kate Spade.
Jason looks at Gwen and tries to wink, but it just comes across as creepy. Hey, what does Gwenny want from big old Santa?
Just a faithful husband.
Jason scoffs as Virginia laughs.
What's the second thing she wants?
Gwen shoots daggers at Virginia as the head of the household, Darren Mason, played here by James Caan.
You know what I'm thinking, Angel?
What, darling?
He gestures to the turkey next to him.
I was thinking, dear God, don't let this bird taste like a shoe like it did last year. Let it be tender and moist just for once.
Yeah, moist. That would be nice. It's called foreplay.
I don't want to screw the bird. I want to eat it.
Virginia finishes her glass of wine and slaps the glass back onto the table.
I swear to you, she dehydrated this turkey from Thanksgiving.
Taylor pats the side of her chair. Scribbles, her Pomeranian, jumps up onto her lap.
Come here, Scribbles. You try it.
She hands the dog a small piece of turkey, which it happily wolfs down.
Scribbles.
Darren rises to cut the bird. Scribbles jumps down and runs over to his little doggy bed. Virginia starts serving, scooping potatoes onto Jason's plate, very unsubtly flirting with him.
One potato.
Oh, Virginia. Virginia's leg starts traveling up Jason's.
Two potato.
Oh, that's a good one. Jason's hand starts moving up Virginia's thigh. Dude, your wife and the whole family are right here.
Three potato.
Let's dig in. Jason's hand disappears underneath Virginia's dress and she jumps playfully.
Oh!
Darren slaps his hand under the table and stares at Jason.
Listen, you half fruitcake. I'll stick this fork in your eye. Why don't you beg Santa for a pair of balls?
Beth, say grace.
Dear Lord, thank you for the bountiful food that you've provided for us and that our loving family can have together this Christmas.
Everyone seems to be at least trying to calm down.
Also, thank you for not making us poor or Simonian.
Jason looks at Gwen confused.
Shh.
Thank you for Maxim Pharmaceuticals and the latest M class. And let those that are less fortunate work harder.
A rumbling can be heard from the chimney. Scribbles barks as ash falls from the chimney onto the fire. Scribbles keeps barking. Everyone looks to the chimney with confusion. Suddenly, a large pair of black boots land with a heavy thud. The stone of the fireplace is bashed away, and there stands Santa, looking a lot more like a professional wrestler than Tim Allen. Everyone screams as Santa dusts himself off.
Oh my God, my stocking!
Santa takes off his hat and tosses it effortlessly onto the coat rack. Santa chuckles.
Is that?
Santa?
She laughs like Fran Drescher.
Yes, Virginia. There is a Santa Claus.
Scribbles barks. Santa looks down and gives the dog a swift kick, sending it airborne. Scribbles collides with the ceiling fan and is fired back at Santa, who dodges the flying pooch. Darren doesn't look too upset over this. Santa rolls onto the table towards Darren. Wow! Santa draws 2 large serving forks and stabs them downward through Darren's hands, pinning him to the table.
Ah! Daddy!
Beth and Taylor scream. Santa snarls at them, and Taylor passes out, falling backwards. She lands neck first on Scribble's dog bed, and one of the posts from it impales her throat. Beth slips under the table to hide. Santa takes a big gulp of whiskey from the table.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Santa lifts a lighter and spits fire into her face, setting her hair ablaze. You want some? Jason stands and tries to fight like Chris Kattan, so, terribly. Santa kicks Jason square in the chest and launches him backwards into a china cabinet. Virginia runs around screaming, her head still burning. Santa growls and jumps off of the table.
No,
Santa grabs her smoldering head and shoves her face into a bowl of eggnog. Darren is trying and failing to use his teeth to pull the forks from his hands. Virginia drops to the ground, dead. Santa kicks one of the legs off of the table and rears back.
I've been good!
Santa brings the table leg down onto Gwen's head, leaving a small divot. Beth crawls out from underneath the table. Santa sees her pitiful escape and pulls the star off the top of the tree. Beth gets to her feet and runs, but Santa whips the star across the room and embeds it into her spine. Santa then turns his attention back to Darren. Santa steps over the dying Taylor and pulls a drumstick off of the turkey. He shoves the whole thing into Darren's mouth, the bones still sticking out. Santa then slams Darren's head into the table, shoving the drumstick down Darren's throat and killing him. A large book. We see illustrations of Santa throughout the years, but it's not the holly jolly St. Nick we all seem to know. This one wields a pitchfork and seems to be causing as much chaos as he can. Exterior Hell Township, Christmas Eve night.
What the hell is in the holiday hoagie?
Interior Heaven Sent Delicatessen, continuous. Nicholas, already annoyed with this customer, stands behind the counter of a Jewish deli.
Turkey, cranberry, stuffing, and mayo.
What? Slow down.
Nicholas stares at her, just chewing his gum.
And stop smacking on that damn chewing gum.
Yeah, turkey, raisinets, Cheerios, cranberries, gummy bears, Altoids.
Oh, you're being cute with your little shit. Just give me the roast beef plain and none of that lean crap.
Mr. Green, the owner of the deli, comes out of the back room.
You're just as loony as your crackpot father.
Nicholas sighs and gets to work on making her sandwich.
I hope you haven't inherited that old Koger Yuleson's Christmas spirit. Tell that boob to put some Christmas decorations up.
Mr. Green steps up to the register, running interference.
How are you going there, Mrs. Talbot? How are you? That's a roast beef sandwich. That's $4.75.
That's with the senior discount?
Yes, it is.
What a hustle.
Would $4.50 make you any happier?
She pours out her coin purse, clearly with just enough quarters to pay for her sandwich. She intentionally takes 1 quarter back.
$4.50.
Nicholas hands Mr. Green the sandwich and he rings her up.
All right, here you go.
He hands her the sandwich and she turns to leave.
And have a very happy holiday there, Mrs. Talbot.
Don't use that political language shit with me. It's Christmas. Wish me a Merry fucking Christmas.
Mac, blonde and finding this hilarious, cleans up the counter at the window.
I'm sorry. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Talbot.
Thank you. Go fuck yourself.
The old bitch walks for the door, looking over at Mac, still blonde and finding this hilarious, who cleans up the counter at the window.
What a fucking whore.
What a pleasant lady.
Exterior Hell Township, Christmas Eve, minutes later. The old bitch drives through the town, barely able to see over the steering wheel. She drives about a half a mile per hour, weaving all over the road. She lights up her cigarette, oblivious to the fact that a large buffalo-drawn sled is riding up behind her. Santa, behind the reins of the sled, is trying to pass, but with her weaving, he's not going anywhere.
Move, bitch! Get out of the way!
He honks at her. The old bitch leans out the window to shout back.
Why don't you suck it?
Santa snarls and cracks the reins. The buffalo slams its horns into the back of her car and sends the old bitch flying off the road and crashing into a snowbank. Her car burns as Santa rides on. Interior heaven-sent delicatessen night. Mr. Green emerges once again from the back of the shop.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! I've got you two a little something to show my appreciation on how hard you two work here.
He hands them each a brown paper bag.
This is for you. This is for you.
Oh, thank you so very much, Mr. Green.
You're so very welcome. Open it up. Open it. Open it. Open it.
Mac opens the bag and pulls out a snow globe.
Oh, thank you so much for the snow globe.
That's okay.
Wisconsin?
Yes, Wisconsin's beautiful, rolling farmlands. See, I know how much of a kick you got out of the Delaware globe I got you last year, so...
Mac looks to Nicholas.
And what did you get?
He opens the bag and pulls out a small plastic clock.
A clock. Thank you.
It's not just a clock. This is Games Illustrated clock. You can tell the time in all 25 time zones. Look, in Mexico City, you got Frankfurt, you got New Delhi, Hartford, a place called Reykjavik, and I don't know where that is, but you can tell the time there.
That's wonderful and great. Thanks so much, Mr. Green.
Go ahead, get out of here. It's Christmas Eve. Stop working. Go.
Mac chuckles. They pull off their aprons and head for the door.
Oh, here, I got it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nicholas flashes a hand signal in front of Mac's coat. You know the one. The kind where if someone looks at it, you get to punch them. The 2000s were weird.
Hey, Mac, is this yours?
Mark my words, Nicholas, you will never get me.
She punches him twice in the chest.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green moves his menorah as Nicholas and Mac leave.
Do you want to lift home?
Sure.
Mr. Green picks up a dreidel and tries to spin it, but it just falls off of the counter. Interior Mac's pickup moments later. Mac does a quick finger brushing of her teeth, hoping to get a kiss from Nicholas under the mistletoe at some point.
You've got it tuned to the great one, 99 FM, so lock it in and jerk your knob off. Hell's best hip-hop station. 99 FM Christmas Eve forecast calls for cold, cold, cold temperatures. So throw on another Yule log on the fire. Near freezing in hell, and pretty much the same can be expected for those you're planning on rocking out with Hell's bells.
Nicholas jumps in the car and they drive off, leaving a Salvation Army Santa ringing his bell. Interior Mac's pickup moments later. Mac is bobbing along to a Christmas rap while Nicholas just sits. She turns down the radio.
You don't care too much for Christmas, do you?
I've never had much reason to.
Why?
I don't know. It's always disappointing. Like, I'd want an Optimus Prime or Castle Grayskull, and I'd always end up with a stupid mini bake oven or something.
Exterior Yulson house moments later. The pickup pulls up to Nicholas's house, the only one on the street without a single Christmas light hanging. Nicholas walks to the front door and pulls out a key from the flower pot. He unlocks 2 deadbolts, then pulls out another key, unlocking a third. Interior Yulson house, continuous. Nicholas steps inside and deactivates the security system. He locks the deadbolts and looks around.
Grandpa? Grandpa, are you home?
Nicholas goes to the fridge and goes to grab himself a drink, but before he can, he hears the sound of glass breaking and all the lights in the house go dark. He looks around, seeing nothing.
Grandpa? Grandpa, is that you?
He pulls a flashlight from the cabin and makes his way to the basement. Interior Yulson house, basement. The flashlight does nothing to illuminate the darkness. He makes his way down the stairs looking for the fuse box. He finds it after a moment or two and moves to flip the main breaker. But before he can, a hand comes to rest on his shoulder. Nicholas jumps and wheels around to see his grandpa, who drops a box of bulbs.
Oh!
Whoa! Doggone it, Nick! That's the second box of bulbs I've dropped tonight!
What in the hell are you doing? Why didn't you answer me?
Don't be throwing the word hell around all willy-nilly like that.
I live in hell, for Christ's sake.
True, that's the way... That's the way you dare not use the Lord's name no indiscriminately.
Grandpa scoops up some of the broken bulbs as Nicholas flips the main breaker.
One of the lights in the bunker went out. Flipped the switch. You know, I couldn't remember whether it was on or off position, and I had to turn on the power off just to change the light bulb.
Bunker? What are you talking about?
Grandpa just smiles and turns around.
Are you kidding me? You're not on another one of your wacko inventing binges, are you? And I'm saying you're lying, aren't I?
That's okay. It
Senior
comes with
moment.
age. Are you kidding me? You're not, like I said in your mind, one of your wacko inventing bitches. Is this why I haven't seen you for the last couple of days?
Yeah, been busy.
Nicholas picks up a nutcracker from the table.
Hey, what's this?
Be careful there. That's a nutcracker.
I can see that. It just seems a little Christmassy for you.
Do you know that the chestnut can explode if you don't puncture the skin before it's heated?
That's fascinating, Grandpa.
Nicholas moves the handle on the back of the nutcracker and it fires off a shot, ricocheting around the room.
I told you to be careful. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
There appears to be a design flaw that needs to be worked out. File that next to brown-colored toilet paper as bad idea. Now, what about that bunker?
Grandpa smiles and walks over to a large map. He pulls a drawstring and the map lifts up, revealing a large metal door behind it. Grandpa opens the large door, or large locks, and steps inside.
Watch your noodle there.
Nicholas steps in after him as Grandpa pulls the door shut.
Grandpa, I any desire to explain? I mean, sometimes I think I'm the only person in this town that doesn't believe you're completely nuts, and frankly, my belief is dwindling.
Grandpa walks to a small wall of monitors.
Let them think whatever they want to. This is about survival. I know what they say. I've been hearing it most of my life. But I'd rather be crazy and alive than ignorant and dead.
Exterior Hell Township, Christmas Eve. Another batch of coins is tossed into the Salvation Army Santa's collection bucket. But it seems that the Salvation Army Santa has been replaced with the real deal, sucking on a candy cane. A punk with a knife comes up behind him and rests the blade on Santa's throat.
What up, Santa bitch? How much Christmas cheer you got in that pot?
Santa drops the bell and elbows the punk in the stomach. He quickly breaks the punk's arm, dropping the knife to the street. Santa pulls the candy cane from his mouth, its tip sharpened to a deadly point. With a chuckle, Santa embeds the candy cane into the punk's eye, just like David Harbour's Santa, despite this movie coming out almost 10 years earlier. Take that. Santa then slams the punk into the wall, shoving the candy cane deeper into the man's skull. Santa hoists the punk over his head and throws him in a nearby dumpster. Interior Yulson house, moments later. Nicholas follows Grandpa up the stairs.
Grandpa, I used to think it was because you were grumpy, a little senile, but Mrs. Talbot said you've always hated Christmas.
Heck with that old hag. I don't see any reason to commercialize Santa. Besides, he hasn't always been that lovable poster boy for Coca-Cola.
Grandpa turns and takes a step, the stair creaking beneath his feet.
Oh, sorry.
He turns back to Nicholas.
Why? What for?
A beat. Then Nicholas smells it.
Oh, God, you didn't.
I said I was sorry.
They finish their climb up the stairs. Interior Yulson house continues.
Grandpa, I want the truth about Christmas. And no, I'm not asking you to tell me that Santa Claus isn't real. I'm a little too old for that discussion.
I'd just be a little careful of what I ask for Santa for this year.
What, are we Jewish or something?
Okay, come on, follow me.
Grandpa walks into the other room and digs out a large old book from a hidden safe in the floor.
You're full of surprises tonight.
Grandpa struggles back to his feet.
Oh,
Nicholas looks into the open safe and sees a small medal with wings.
For a lifetime of service. Grandpa, I had no idea you were in the military.
I wasn't.
Grandpa puts the large book on a reading rack.
What the hell's that? The
You can do
Normicron?
it.
The Necronomicon, and no,
Ah.
that's not it. If it's the truth you want, then it's the scary truth you're gonna have. Sit down.
Nicholas joins his grandpa on the couch as Grandpa starts reading.
This is the Book of Claws. Been in the possession of our family for countless generations.
Nicholas pops a cookie into his mouth.
What does it say?
Grandpa begins reading, but in Norse, after a beat.
English, Gramp.
In the history of man, I don't know why you're afraid to use your Norse, Nicky. If you don't practice it, you'll never be able to speak it or read it.
Grandpa turns back to the book.
In the history of man, there have been only two immaculate conceptions, the first being God and the Virgin Mary and the birth of their son Jesus. The second was Satan with the Virgin Erica and the birth of their sons, Santa. On the anniversary of his birth, there were always a great number of unexplained deaths and murders. This day became known as Dag of Mord, or the Day of the Slayings. Eventually, the Christianity spread, and when the Dag of Mord arrived, the townspeople would have a Mass of Christ, or a Christ Mass, where they would pray to their Lord for protection. In the beginning of the 5th century, one of God's angels took the form of a man.
The doorbell rings. Grandpa sighs and gets up.
Oh, carolers. I don't want them singing around here.
Nicholas looks at the book, turning the page to reveal Santa's large hell bison. Grandpa looks out the blinds of the front porch.
Mary. Nicky, your friend Mary is here.
Grandpa unlocks the security system and opens the door. Max smiles at him.
Come in, my dear.
Hi.
She enters holding a small plate of food wrapped in tinfoil.
I hope you like Wolverine. My dad shot it this morning, with his ammo for Animals Club. It's so fresh, you can almost smell its breath.
Grandpa looks confused and takes the plate.
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize I hadn't eaten a thing until just now. I don't believe I've ever had Wolverine.
He pulls back the foil to see the plate of raw meat, several pieces still with the fur on.
Oh, well, it looks delicious.
I just hope it's not wicked cold.
Grandpa chuckles and walks off to the kitchen.
What are you doing here?
Just trying to spread some holiday cheer.
She tosses Nicholas a gift.
What's this?
How about you just open it?
He unwraps the gift and holds up a gun.
You got me a gun? I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but what are you fucking stupid?
No, you jack off.
She snatches the gun from his hands.
Hot.
She fidgets with the gun, pulling it apart, revealing that it's not a gun, it's a transformer.
It's more than meets the eye. You said you always wanted one.
She hands the toy back to Nicholas.
I'm as happy as a Make-A-Wish kid.
Exterior Hell Township Church, Christmas Eve.
There are some people who don't believe in the spirit of Christmas. Oh, no, they don't.
Pastor Timmons stands at the head of his congregation as a sleigh flies overhead. Interior Hell Township Church, continuous.
There are some people who don't believe in Christmas should exist at all. That it becomes too commercial. Yes, they do. There are some people who don't believe in the spirit of Christmas giving. No, no, they don't.
The donation plate is passed around.
And there are even some people who think that charity is for the lazy. Oh, my friends, charity is not for the lazy. Charity is for the needy. Dig deep into your hearts and deep into your pockets. Give them your money and don't give them coins. I see a lot of coins in that plate. Give them bills. Give the needy bills. Show them that you have the true spirit of Christmas in your hearts and that you are ready to show it. Let us pray.
Exterior Hell Township, Christmas Eve later. Pastor Timmons drives up in his Jeep.
Depends how much I get done. I'm still at work, okay? Yeah, hold on.
He steps out of the Jeep, still finishing up his phone call.
Yeah, oh, no. Of course. I know what day it is tomorrow, yes. Well, choir ran a little late. Okay, fine. Love you, honey. Bye.
Pastor Timmons stops in front of a bouncer.
So how is it tonight, Tim? Oh, it's me. Get plenty of attention tonight. Really dead. Christmas Eve.
Pastor Timmons hands Tim a small handful of bills.
Well, a little something for your stocking. You weren't even here, Pastor.
Tim steps back and opens the door into Gold Diggers. Above door reads the sign, Home of the Klondikes. Tonight, Tess Tickler.
Yeah.
Santa's sleigh comes racing up to the door of the club.
Whoa.
Santa hops off the sleigh and hands the keys to the valet. The valet hops onto the sleigh and cautiously grabs the reins. The hell bites and takes off. Santa walks up to Tim.
Where do you think you're going, fat boy?
I thought I'd stuff some stockings.
I don't think so.
Tim puts a hand on Santa's shoulder, trying to stop him. Santa punches Tim in the throat and grabs the wreath off the door. With quick flip and pull, Santa snaps Tim's neck and leaves him on the street. Interior Gold Digger Strip Club, moments later. A stripper in Santa gear slides down the pole. Santa looks around the club, only seeing Pastor Timmons surrounded by dancers. Pastor Timmons slides the donation money into the garters of the strippers.
Look what just slid down the chimney. Merry Christmas.
He turns his attention back to another stripper.
So anyway, I was talking about the gift that keeps on giving. That's what Christmas is all about.
Behind the bar, the bartender cuts a few limes.
Ho, ho, hos.
A few strippers walk past Santa. He grabs one of them by the hair and pulls her into a deep kiss. The bouncer takes notice of this and steps away from the bar. The stripper pulls away from Santa and looks pissed. He simply points to a sprig of mistletoe above his head. She scoffs and walks off. The bouncer crosses to Santa. Santa grabs a string of lights and uses it to wrap up the approaching bouncer. The bartender pulls the lime knife and turns, only for Santa to throw the bouncer onto it. Pastor Timmons sees this mayhem starting and scoops up all of his loose bills from the stage.
And time to go.
The bartender jumps up and grabs a shovel and pickaxe. He tosses the shovel to one of the patrons. They charge Santa, swinging and missing. Santa catches the weapons on an overturned table and knocks them from the men's grip. He then jumps up on the table and uses it to knock them into the ground. Santa stands on the table as a stripper on a swing swings towards him. Santa jumps up and grabs her, using her to swing across the room, his face right in her crotch. He drops onto the stage and wiggles his eyebrows at the swing dancer. Another dancer slides down the pole, sees Santa, and runs off the stage. Pastor Timmons crawls for safety. Santa moves to grab the pole, then has second thoughts. He pulls out a small towel and some disinfectant spray, cleaning the pole. Pastor Timmons manages to reach the exit and rushes out. Santa finishes cleaning the pole, then pulls it from its housing. Another patron grabs the fallen shovel and stands against Santa. Santa and the patron fight for a beat. Then the bartender charges up with the pickaxe. Santa catches the pickaxe and uses the pole to push it back into the bartender's head. The patron backs away from Santa as he approaches. The patron gets to his feet and Santa tosses him the pole. The patron looks confused until Santa kicks the bottom of it and sends it into a light above, electrocuting the patron to death. Santa walks calmly towards the exit. All the strippers cower in fear as Santa passes. Santa pulls out a small chunk of coal and breathes fire back into it.
Naughty.
With a smile, he tosses the coal to the ground, setting the club ablaze. The strippers scream in fear as Santa leaves. Exterior Gold Digger Strip Club continuous. Santa walks out to his sleigh, already waiting for him. The Hell Bison is chewing on the remains of the valet's hat. Santa looks at the hat.
Ho, 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 ho.
He hops back onto the sleigh and rides away.
Yeah!
Interior Yulson House, same time.
We're having quite a night here at the 43rd annual Christmas Eve Smash 'em and Crash 'em Derby. And that was number 5 car going out there.
Nicholas sits on the couch with Mac, Grandpa, and the recliner next to him.
That's Jacoby. He's done for the night, I think.
Grandpa clears his throat.
Well, if I don't get to bed and get my beauty sleep, I'll probably end up looking like one of you.
He gets up and leaves.
Good night, Gramp.
Merry Christmas.
Now there's a big hit right there. Joey Boyd was backed right into.
Nicholas gives her a look.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
It's fine. You think he's bananas, don't you?
No, not bananas. A little odd, but not bananas.
A little odd. You want to talk about a little odd? Odd is being a member of the Rifle of the Month Club. Odd is when all the available wall space in your house is covered with the head of an endangered or extinct animal. Odd is someone's father I know.
I'm sorry, Nicholas. I'm sorry I even came over here tonight.
Way to cock block yourself there, Nick. Mac heads off for the front door.
Yeah, you got my number. Call me when you're ready for a more mature relationship.
She unlocks all the deadbolts and steps outside.
Merry Christmas.
Nicholas closes the door behind her, knowing he's fucked up. She rides off as Santa flies overhead. In the basement, Grandpa watches on his monitors, working on his nutcracker. Nicholas cleans out the living room before turning his attention back to the large book of claws. He sits and reads.
The townspeople would have a mass of Christ or Christmas where they would pray to their Lord.
The book holder moves to turn the page.
God, Grandpa.
Nicholas pulls the book from the holder. He turns the page before he continues reading. In exterior Rankin Bass Christmas Village night. As he does, he visualizes what he reads as an old Rankin Bass cartoon.
Hearing their call, God sent down one of his angel generals from the heavens. The angel took the form of an old man.
The angel lands and transforms into an old dude.
He encountered the young, ill-tempered Santa not far from his home. Santa was ice fishing with the ornery little people, the elves on a frozen lake.
Santa holds an elf over the fishing hole.
Help! Please, Santa, please help! I don't wanna.
Santa skips the elf across the ice into another elf.
Knowing the son of Satan was a gambling sort, the angel challenged him to a contest. The contest was a simple one. Who could slide a rock across the lake and land it closest to the ice fishing hole without the rock falling in?
So, curling?
If Santa won the contest, he would deliver the confident old man to his father for an eternity of pain and suffering. If the old man won the contest, Santa would not only have to cease the day of slayings for the next 1,000 years, but would also have to turn the dag of Mord, day of slayings, into a dag of glee, day of joy.
Santa likes the sound of this.
Santa thus thought this was as close to a sure wager as it could be. There was no way a mere mortal was going to be able to defeat him at anything. Santa was so sure of himself that he went first.
The elves cheer as Santa slides his rock like a pro curling athlete.
Woohoo! Yay! Santa, go!
His rock landed as close as it could possibly be to the hole without going in it.
The old man simply picks up his rock and slides it calmly.
Next was the old man's turn. The old man's rock
No!
skidded slowly along.
No!
And it came to rests touching Santa's rock with just enough momentum to push Santa's stone over it into the hole. The old man had won.
Santa angrily breathes fire as the old man walks away. Interior Yulson house, Christmas Eve. Nicholas turns the page and sees the timeline of Santa. Then he makes a shocking discovery.
Shit, that was exactly 1,000 years ago. The bet's over.
Nicholas runs to the computer and opens the Hooyaa search engine.
Hooyaa!
Nicholas searches for a beat before he opens up a page from Gonad, the Global Operations Network for Aerospace Defense. He looks at the official Santa Tracker website. He opens a small chat window with the page.
Tracis. Cool. Is this Santa tracking system real?
First, how old are you?
16.
No, and neither is Santa. Sorry if you and your parents haven't had that conversation.
Nicholas sighs and sits back, looking at a photo of him and Grandpa.
He's nuts.
Nicholas lies back in bed and goes to sleep. Exterior Hell Township, Christmas morning. A lovely older couple walk past the nativity scene. Santa's sleigh comes crashing through it. Santa swings a small hammer, knocking the head off of Joseph, which lands at the couple's feet. Interior Random House, Christmas morning.
Angels, I think Santa has left you some surprises.
A family bustles around opening up presents on Christmas morning.
I can't wait to see the shit we got.
Can we open our motherfucking presents now?
Their mother leans back, clearly high on a Valium.
Of course.
Go ahead, kids. Let's see what Santa got you. The kids tear open the gifts, which explode, blowing the kids' heads off. Grandma looks to Grandpappy.
Fuck.
Interior Hell Township Church, Christmas morning. Pastor Timmons stands at the head of his congregation.
And finally, a moment of silence for the victims of that tragic fire that took place last night at the community eyesore gold diggers, the House of Heathens. While these people are undeniably moral sinners, they are nonetheless members of this community and therefore deserve our condolences. So pray with me, if you will, for the salvation of Crystal Candy, Sierra Reigns, Dixie Wrecked, and Testicular.
Interior Heaven Sent Delicatessen, Christmas morning. Mr. Green cleans the deli slicer. There's a loud banging at the door. Mr. Green waves it away.
We're closed.
He looks up and sees Santa standing there.
Oh, sorry, Santa. We're closed. It's Christmas. You should know that better than anybody.
Santa bangs on the door once again.
What the hell's matter with you? You want to eat? Tai Chung is across the street. Very nice brunch buffet. Schmuck.
Santa punches through the glass door, flipping the closed sign to open, stepping inside. Santa pulls off his hat and tosses it onto a hat rack.
You've come to the wrong deli, fatso.
Mr. Green runs over to the basket of dreidels. He starts throwing them at Santa.
Here's some stocking stuffers. You just wrecked the store, you piece of shit.
Santa dodges the dreidels and grabs a soda from a nearby fridge. Santa throws it at Mr. Green, who ducks out of the way. Santa charges, dive tackling Mr. Green through the deli counter and sending him against the wall.
Oi!
Santa rises as Mr. Green pulls out his Star of David. It reflects onto Santa's face. Santa grabs the star off of Mr. Green's neck. He lifts Mr. Green into the air and picks up the menorah. He stabs it through Mr. Green's neck, pinning him to the wall. Santa opens a small container of potato salad and eats a little. Santa looks at the wall and sees a photo of the local curling team. Grandpa is the star player. With a smirk, he walks off. Exterior Hell Township, Christmas Day. Santa walks down the street trying to pick the deli meats off of him. He rounds the corner and bumps into a few Hasidic Jews. They look cautiously at him. Santa walks off, leaving the Hasidic Jews confused. Interior Bruno's Gas, minutes later. Nicholas steps inside.
Hey.
The shopkeeper turns, looking a lot like the president from The Fifth Element. What's up?
Do you have any gum?
We're all out. The driver that was supposed to make the delivery got his butt fried on a stripper pole over at Gold Diggers. Heard on the police scanner.
Yikes, that's below average.
This is all we got left. He hands Nicholas a pack of nicotine gum.
I've never heard of smoking gum. What the hell sounds hot?
Cool. It's $2.39. Nicholas hands Bruno a wad of cash. Out of a 5?
You know, for such a small town, I've never seen you before.
Just moved here, homeboy. Too much damn violence in the hood. The police scanner chirps.
Car 2, when you have a chance, can you go to the 313 main? There's been a report of some vandalism. Yeah.
Oh, you betcha.
That's heaven sent.
Nicholas runs out. Hey! Bruno holds up Nicholas's change, but pockets it as Nicholas runs away. Merry Christmas. Interior heaven sent minutes later. Nicholas rides up on his bike and hops off. He climbs through the broken shards of the front door and surveys the scene. Mr. Green is still pinned to the wall by his neck. Nicholas runs behind the counter and grabs the menorah, trying to pull Mr. Green loose and won't budge. Nicholas puts a boot up onto Mr. Green's chest to get better leverage. Mr. Green gasps, not dead yet. Nicholas staggers back.
Nicholas, there's a Santa Claus.
I thought you people didn't even believe in him.
Wow, Nicholas.
You.
Mr. Green dies.
No.
Police sirens draw closer as Nicholas rests his head on Mr. Green's chest. The officers step out of their car and stop the Hasidic Jews walking down the street.
All right, hold it right there. All right, what are your names? Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz. Robin New.
The other officer walks through the door, somehow missing Nicholas standing right in the middle of this crime scene.
All right, what about you?
Shalom Lipstitch.
Shalom? Like the replay? Or what?
Nicholas comes out from behind the counter as the other officer enters.
What in the hell do we have here?
He looks from Nicholas to Mr. Green.
Oh, God, not this line. Oh, it looks like someone punched out Mr. Green's Festival of Lights.
The other officer enters.
Hey, Shalomo there says he saw someone in a Santa suit outside the store.
A Santa suit? Is that what he said? Are you sure?
Okay, something just isn't kosher here. We're taking you down. We're taking you down to the station for a little questioning. Potts, grab that Amish group outside too. Oh my God.
Officer Potts heads back outside.
Come on, kid.
Exterior heaven sent moments later. Officer Potts is loading the Hasidic Jews into the squad car.
All right, watch your head there, Yitzhak.
In the back seat, Nicholas is sandwiched between the Hasidic Jews. On the side of the squad car reads, "Crime doesn't stand a chance in hell." Interior police station minutes later. Nicholas stands at the phone.
Hello, is Mary there?
Yeah, hold on.
A beat later.
Hello?
Mac?
Hey, did you hear about Heaven Sent?
I know, I was there.
What? Where are you now?
I'm at the police station. I've got to talk to you. Can you come pick me up?
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Okay, thanks.
Behind Nicholas, an officer wands a few Christmas stockings.
Yulson, Nicholas Joseph?
Nicholas approaches the desk.
Captain Caulk would like to see you now.
Do you work for Caulk or Bush?
Never worked for Bush, only Caulk.
So you like Cock, huh?
Caulk's terrific.
So you're not a fan of Bush?
I wouldn't say I don't like Bush, I just prefer Caulk.
Cuck can be a real pain in your ass, though, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
The intercom chirps again.
Dave, send the Yulson kid in.
Interior captain's office moments later. Nicholas enters and looks at the captain, dressed in a crappy Santa suit with a pink sweater underneath.
Wow, your apparel.
Okay. Captain Caulk looks less than amused. He gestures with a nightstick to a chair, and Nicholas sits.
I got an eyewitness account that a man dressed in a Santa Claus was seen leaving the store about same time you said you arrived.
Captain, this might be something that predates all of us. Santa Claus is not a myth or a legend. He's real. Only he's not bearing gifts and presents anymore.
Son, are you saying Santa Claus is offering everyone who's naughty and nice?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Captain. Look, he's...
Nicholas reaches into his bag and pulls out the clock from Grandpa.
Here.
He hands it to the captain.
Gee, Nicholas, that's a swell clock. But why should I give a damn what time it is in Greenwich?
Well, I figured that we have until about 7 p.m. That'd be midnight at the pole. The North Pole's time zone is the same as the Greenwich. Meantime, 7 is when all the madness should end. Christmas would be officially over for Santa, baby.
Well, thanks for the lesson there, sport. But I already know how to tell time. Now I don't want to hear any more about Santa.
Captain, my grandfather thinks.
Oh, your grandfather. That's all I need to hear.
Please, just listen.
You're being a big nut as he is. Thank you for completely wasting my fucking time.
I know it sounds crazy, but you have to believe me.
Leave now. And I won't have you committed to the farm at Northville.
Just wait, all right?
Captain Caulk pulls Nicholas to his feet.
Fine. You've been warned.
Captain Caulk shoves Nicholas out of his office and closes the door behind him. Interior police station, same time. As Nicholas leaves, 2 officers look at a map of the killings around town. There are push pins in the map in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Looks like the killings form the shape of a Christmas tree. Maybe his next killing will be right here. You know, like the star on the tree. Yeah, the Christmas tree killer.
I don't know. No, it looks like you're more like an irregular polygon. You know, it's a geometrical enclosure shape. You see, it's closed figure made up of adjoining line segments.
Another officer walks behind them holding a Christmas gift. It's ticking. Interior Mac's pickup moments later. Nicholas and Mac drive.
Mac, there's some crazy shit going on, and Mr. Green's death is just the beginning.
What do you mean?
We have to get to my house and find my grandpa.
Interior captain's office, same time. There's a loud knock at the door.
Come in.
Another harder knock.
This better be good.
Captain Caulk opens the door to reveal Santa.
Ho, ho, ho!
Santa lifts the captain by the throat and shoves a taser into the captain's balls. Interior police station, moments later. Santa walks out of the captain's office. He looks around and starts to walk out of the building, all the officers dead. One of them is even pinned to the wall with all of the push-pin flags sticking out of him. Interior Mac's pickup, same time.
Because of everything that's happening in the Book of Claws, I no longer think of my grandpa. No longer think my grandpa's crazy. He might be the only sane person in this town, according to this. Everything should be over in a little more than 4 hours.
Before Mac can answer, a police siren chirps behind him. Mac looks back.
What is it with you and Caulk?
Mac pulls over.
How ridiculous. He sucks.
Caulk?
Nicholas looks into the rearview mirror and sees Santa stepping out of the squad car.
That's not Captain Caulk. Oh, shit. It's Santa. We gotta get out of here now. Floor it.
Mac hits the gas and Santa gives chase.
Okay, under the seat. Get my father's gun.
Nicholas reaches down and pulls out a large shotgun. He aims the gun behind the car, but
He's gone.
suddenly Santa leans down over the windshield, growling.
Oh my God.
Nicholas tries to shoot, but the gun only clicks.
Bullets. There's no bullets.
Where is he? Where is he?
Santa drops into the flatbed of the truck. Mac starts swerving all over the road.
What the hell are you doing?
Trying to make it harder.
Yeah, for him or me.
Santa just holds on tight.
Now what?
Mac opens a small panel on the console and pulls out a few shotgun shells, handing them to Nicholas.
Here, unlock the barrel.
Huh?
Just break it open.
He opens the gun.
Put the shell into the breech.
Nicholas just looks confused.
Put the bullet in the hole.
Santa kicks at the back window.
Top Gun.
What?
Slam on the brakes and let him fly right by.
Max slams on the brakes and Santa flies forward into the car.
Now step on it.
Santa tumbles back to the flatbed.
Damn it.
Santa kicks himself back to standing. Nicholas fires around right into Santa's face and he rolls off the back of the truck. Nicholas and Mac breathe a sigh of relief. Santa gets back to his feet and whistles. The whistle echoes and the clattering of jingle bells can be heard. Exterior Yulson house moments later. Nicholas struggles to find all the hidden keys. He tosses his backpack to Mac.
Here, hold this.
Let's go. Hurry up. Come on.
Interior Yulson house continuous. The door opens and they rush inside, closing it behind them.
Grandpa.
Mr. Yulson. Mr. Yulson.
Grandpa, basement. He's in the basement.
They rush downstairs, leaving the security system beeping. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker, moments later. Nicholas and Mac rush into Grandpa's bunker.
The day of slaying. You were right, Grandpa. I'm so sorry I doubted you.
Were the two of you followed here, kids? Did Santa Claus follow you here?
He tried to pull us over and Nicholas shot him.
You shot Santa?
Grandpa crosses to his monitors as Mac looks around.
What is this place?
How much time do we have, Grandpa?
It'll be midnight at the pole in 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Nicholas programs that into his clock.
If Santa followed you here, we're all in great danger. I've built this as a shelter, not a fortress.
Exterior Yulson house, same time. A batch of carolers walk up to the front door. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker, same time. Grandpa watches them on one of the monitors.
What are those people doing here?
Carols.
Especially during the day.
I'm going to go warn them.
Mac runs upstairs.
Wait, Nikki.
I'll go get her.
Exterior Yulson house, moments later.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm.
Mac unlocks the door and throws it open.
Go home. Get out of here.
All is
Run away. Santa's on the loose.
Nicholas reaches her as the carolers look at them confused.
Excuse me.
Santa appears, grabbing one of the carolers and hurling to the ground. The carolers scream as Santa beats them to death one by one. Nicholas slams the door and locks it.
Downstairs.
Santa lifts a screaming caroler over his head before tossing her head first into the banister and killing her. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker, continuous. Grandpa pulls on a small hat as Nicholas and Mac run to the bunker. Exterior Yulson house, same. Santa walks up to the locked door. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker, same. Grandpa closes the door behind them and the large map falls over the door, hiding it from sight.
Come on. We have to get out of here now.
Interior Yulson house, moments later. Santa slams into the door, breaking it off of its hinges. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker. The trio looks up, hearing Santa enter the house.
We're trapped in a closet on Christmas with Santa trying to murder us. How fucked up is that?
You watch your language, Nikki.
Oh, your biggest concern now is the word fuck?
Interior Yulson house. Santa looks around for any sign of them. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker.
What are we going to do?
There, be a dear and fetch me that can of Tinnington right over there.
Oh, genius. We'll use some tough tactin on Santa. What are the chances of calming Claus down when we could cure him of his athlete's foot?
Mary, please.
Okay, you're crazy again.
Interior Yulson house, basement continuous. Santa approaches the bunker door. The bottom corner is still unhidden by the map. He rips the map off the wall, exposing the door. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker. Grandpa opens the bottom of the can and pulls out a few keys.
Here.
What do these do? These are gonna do us a lot of good in there here. Besides, how are we even gonna get to the garage?
Bang! Santa starts pounding on the door.
Have faith, Nikki. Follow me.
Santa slams himself repeatedly into the door. Inside the bunker, they climb through what looks like an old water heater. They close the secret door behind them right as Santa rips the bunker door off its hinges. Santa steps into the bunker and looks around, seeing no one. Interior garage, moments later. Grandpa, Mac, and Nicholas emerge from the tunnel.
Nicholas, I'm scared.
I know you're doing a good job of faking it. We only have to make it another 2.5 more hours, then we should be okay.
I'm still scared.
They move closer, almost about to kiss. Grandpa pulls a tarp off of a pair of snowmobiles.
Voila!
Interior Yulson house, basement bunker. Santa finds the book of claws and smiles. He turns the pages, reminiscing about old times. Interior garage, continuous. Grandpa opens the garage door. Interior Yulson house, basement bunker. Santa looks up at the wall of monitors and sees Grandpa. He turns and leaves the bunker. Exterior garage, continuous. Grandpa stands in the street as Nicholas and Mac ready the snowmobiles.
All right. We'll head toward the Hell's Bells and alert everybody we can find. Now fire up these bad babies and let's get out of here.
Nicholas's snowmobile roars to life. Mac's, not so much. Nicholas pulls out of the garage and turns back to Mac, who's struggling. Santa walks through the gate into the back alley, staring down Grandpa, who turns to face him.
You really let yourself go, haven't you? What are you packing around there? An extra $2, I bet.
Mrs. Claus, she's one hell of a cook.
Mac is still struggling.
Well, not much of a hairdresser, though. Oh, I've waited a long time for this day.
Not half as long as I have. Unfortunately, your time is about to expire.
Santa pulls an icicle off of the gutter next to him.
So you're done spreading joy and warming the hearts of children everywhere?
I hate children. For centuries, I've received millions of their letters, and now I'm free to hunt down every last one of those brats.
Such a long time, and nothing learned.
Enough! There's only one thing that can make this Dag of Mord complete.
He advances on them.
Nicky, go!
I won't leave you. Get on.
Grandpa faces Santa, but doesn't notice Santa's sleigh flying in behind him.
Grandpa!
Grandpa turns and is trampled by the hell bison.
No!
Oh, Grandpa got run over by a reindeer.
Santa steps up to Grandpa and stomps on his head, crushing it. Nicholas turns to Mac.
Get on.
They take off just out of Santa's reach. As they fly off down the street, Santa tosses on his cloak and hat, cracks the reins of the sleigh, and gives chase.
Yeah!
Exterior snowy field moments later. Nicholas and Mac race across the snow. Mac looks behind them and sees the incoming sleigh.
Up there! Up there!
Ho, ho, ho!
Santa grabs a wrapped present and hurls it to the ground after them and lands with a large explosion. Santa laughs as he throws another, barely missing Nicholas and Mac. The next present explodes in front of them.
You've got to get out of the open.
Really?
The woods. Head for the woods.
He takes a sharp turn and races into the trees.
Ah!
He throws another few presents, hitting the trees. They collapse all around the pair.
Look out. Yeah, never mind. We got to get out of the woods.
You think?
Another present drops right next to them and launches the snowmobile into the air.
Ha 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 ha!
But the snowmobile manages to land and keep going.
Hold on.
Yeah!
Santa kicks on the afterburner, closing the distance between them. The hell bison's head comes down and slaps into Mac's back.
Yeah!
Next time, I'm driving.
Next time?
Mac whips around and punches the hell bison in the head. Suddenly, the snowmobile is showered with pieces of clay pigeons.
Are hell bison made out of clay pigeons?
Shooter McGavin, where are you?
I didn't. Pull!
The shooting club launches another clay pigeon as Nicholas and Mac jump over the ridge right in front of them.
Oh my god.
The shooters jump out of the way.
Look out!
They're knocked down a hill.
Sorry.
Exterior Old Hell Township moments later. Nicholas and Mac race through towards the large Christmas tree at the center of town. A group of folks just ringing fucking bells are doing just that. I know it's the holidays, but they're not ringing them in the tune of any song, or the bells aren't different pitches. It's just a bunch of goddamn Santas ringing bells like weird asses.
Run away! Santa's on his way!
The Santa conducting the bell psychos turns and looks at Nicholas and Mac racing through the town square.
What the?
Santa's coming. Get out of here.
They go racing around the corner out of sight.
Run for your life!
Pastor Timmons, the conductor, turns to face the crowd.
Sorry. Okay, here we go.
He tries to get the bell bitches to start ringing again.
Ready, and 1, and 2, and 3, and...
Santa flies over the town, his sleigh trailing smoke. Pastor Timmons turns and sees Santa.
What the hell?
The crowd turns and sees the sleigh coming in.
Ha ha ha!
Santa steers towards the crowd. They see this and scatter. Pastor runs across the tree platform, pushing aside a few of the bell bitches.
Move, you skanks!
He keeps running, looking back in terror.
Holy shit!
The sleigh flies through, its booster setting the Christmas tree ablaze. Nicholas and Mac race along the sidewalk.
Nicholas, get off the sidewalk.
Okay.
He turns, jumping over a car and flying through the air. They land on another car, definitely destroying it. Santa races through the street hot on Pastor Timmons' trail.
Yeah!
Pastor Timmons looks back and sees Santa.
Sweet Jesus!
The Hell Bison headbutts Pastor Timmons into the air. He flips end over end and lands in the sleigh with Santa.
I see you've met my hell dear.
What in God's name are you doing?
Why, I'm just trying to spread a little Yuletide fear.
Santa knocks Pastor Timmons out with a backhand. He turns and cracks the reins.
Yeah!
Exterior Hell Township School moments later. Nicholas and Mac race towards the empty school. They come to a stop and jump off, the snowmobile smoking. Nicholas runs towards the doors and finds them locked.
What do we do now?
We make ourselves scarce and we hope and we pray that the 12 Days of Christmas song is bullshit.
Nicholas looks up and sees Santa's sleigh in the clouds above.
We gotta go now.
Nicholas runs up to the nearest window and rips off his backpack. He pulls off his coat and wraps it around his hand. He gestures Mac to stay back. Nicholas winds up and punches the window at full strength. His coat-wrapped hand bounces off, having done nothing. Mac rolls her eyes. Nicholas looks shocked. Sure, that would have worked.
Think you better find something else there, Superman.
Nicholas runs over to a nearby trash can and tries to lift it, but it's chained to a nearby bike rack. He looks around, trying to find anything he can to break the window. Behind him, the window breaks and an alarm starts ringing. Nicholas turns around and sees Max standing there, having used her helmet to break the glass. She reaches through and unlocks the window.
Great, he'll never find us now.
Okay, shut your hole and help me through this window.
She pushes the window open and Nicholas lifts her up. She slides through the window but gets stuck for a moment.
All right, you're going to need to suck it in.
You're going to need to push from the top.
Nicholas stops, too nervous to touch her boobs.
I swear to God, Nicholas, am I going to have to make every first move in this relationship?
She grabs his hands and shoves them onto her chest so he can push. Unknown to them, Santa lands on the roof.
Ho, ho, ho.
Interior Hell Township School moments later. Nicholas and Max stand in the classroom.
How much time do we have?
The clock is in my backpack.
She opens his bag and pulls out a nutcracker.
What's this?
It's a nutcracker.
You think?
She starts to pull open the nutcracker's mouth before Nicholas jumps forward.
Don't pull that.
He takes it from her hands.
My grandpa must have slipped it in there. It was the last thing he was working on.
Look, there's a tag on it.
Christmas present?
Nicholas reads the tag. Nikki, the only worthwhile gift is a practical one. Love always, Grandpa.
He loved you a lot.
Nicholas puts the nutcracker back into his bag and pulls out the clock.
58 minutes. That's it.
Exterior Hell Township School, same time. Santa pulls off his red overcloak, revealing his massive arms. He opens the glove box and pulls out a small red parcel. He tucks it into his belt and climbs up one of the many chimneys of this school. Interior Hell Township School, same time.
So what's the plan? Just hide out and wait for Christmas to pass? He'll be here soon. He's just gonna keep killing. We have to try and stop him.
I don't think he's unstoppable. You saw what happened on the truck when I shot him. We have two choices, defense or offense. We can be defensive and try to distract him until midnight when he's powerless, or we can go on the offensive and lead him back towards those skeet shooters and finally put an end to Christmas.
Nicholas pulls out a small flashlight.
Let's take a swing.
All right, let's get out of here. This time we use the door.
They walk out into the hallway. Interior Hell Township School, elsewhere. Santa steps out of the flames on the hunt. Interior Hell Township School hallway, same time. Nicholas slaps his flashlight.
Shit, it's out again.
We'll keep hitting it.
It's cash. Do you call this a practical gift?
A practical gift would be batteries.
Yeah, that's really helpful right now, Mac.
Mac turns at the sound of jingle bells.
That was you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your daddy?
They turn.
Father Christmas.
Santa pulls out a large candy cane that glows a sickly green.
Come on, let's go.
They take off running and Santa gives chase.
Where to?
Anywhere.
Santa appears in front of them. They turn the opposite direction and run in fear.
Forget about it. Let's go with the defensive chicken plan. Maybe we should split up.
How cliche of you.
Santa spits a fireball after them, which barely misses.
Oh, hell no. Let's just hide.
They turn and run into Interior Hell Township School library, continuous. They duck into the stacks, hiding. Santa almost moves past the door, but Mac accidentally knocks over a book. Santa smirks and turns back to the door. Nicholas points up to a sign on the wall. Shh, this is a library. They sneak through the stacks, but duck when they hear Santa open the door. Santa walks through the library and looks around for a moment.
Not a creature is stirring.
Santa looks up to a large mirror and sees Nicholas and Mac hiding. He pulls a small silver ornament out of his pocket and bites the top of it like a grenade and gently tosses it through the air. It lands silently behind Nicholas and Mac, billowing smoke. Santa reaches forward onto one of the bookshelves and pulls down one of the books. Nicholas and Mac start to cough, trying to do it quietly. Nicholas looks back and sees the smoke. Santa reads A Christmas Carol.
Christmas can sure scare the dickens out of people.
Nicholas and Mac take off running. Santa turns and throws the book after them. Nicholas turns and takes Dickens square to the face. He slumps back against the door.
Ow, ow, ow.
Mac pulls open the door and yanks Nicholas through. They run through this back hallway.
God damn it, that really hurt.
Quit using the Lord's name in vain, a-hole.
You just sound like my grandpa, except for the a-hole part.
They shove open another door and rush onto Interior Hell Township School Ice Hockey Rink, continuous. They slip and fall across the ice.
Whoa.
Nicholas stumbles and then falls back onto his face. He tries his best to get across the ice and grabs his flashlight.
You okay, Nicholas?
My head hurts.
Oh, come over here, you baby man.
Mac pulls him in close and they sit against the wall of the rink.
I still can't believe that we're being hunted by Santa. Of all fucking people, I thought he was supposed to be jolly.
Well, maybe it's the killing that's making him so jovial. Sorry. Look, we're going to get through this.
I just realized that I have no one.
I'm sorry, Nicholas, but you have me. Besides, I know your grandfather will always be looking after you.
But whatever happens, I'm glad that I'm with you.
They're just about to kiss when they hear a loud whirring. They look up and see a Zamboni driving towards them, driven by Santa.
I just love how the holidays always seem to bring people closer together.
They hurry to their feet and Nicholas drops the dead flashlight, which clicks to life. He picks it up and aims it at Santa, trying to blind him. Santa stops the Zamboni.
I'm Santa Claus, not fucking Dracula.
Nicholas pulls Mac out of the path of the Zamboni, but Santa gives chase. He manages to trap them in a corner. Santa is about to crush them and Mac screams. But suddenly the Zamboni comes to a halt, dead in its tracks. Santa looks down and sees the wheel blocked by a curling stone. Across the ice, an unseen figure glows brightly before speaking in Old Norse.
Still spinning your wheels, Satan spawn.
Santa turns to the figure.
I haven't heard that name in centuries.
Santa hops off of the Zamboni and faces the figure.
Again, the foolish angel Insegrat Yulson, the only angel to give up his immortality for an earthly woman.
Nicholas and Mac look towards the glowing shape. On closer inspection, it's Grandpa. He steps onto the ice and stretches.
I'm beginning to feel a little more like my old self again.
Wicked, your grandfather's an angel. I told you he'd look after you.
I swear I'll never take the Lord's name in vain again.
You're forgiven, Nicholas.
Nicholas shakes his head with a smile.
Sorry I couldn't have made your death a more painful one. How did you know I'd find you?
You said you'd go to hell and back to find me once the bet was over. So I moved to Hell Township.
Is your grandfather always so literal?
I had to make sure you would honor our wager.
It was easy to find you.
Santa pulls out a small folded letter from his pocket.
Dear Santa, I've been a good boy nearly every day this year. I wanted to see you at the mall, but my grandfather finished curling practice too late. I don't think he really wanted to go, so I'm writing you this letter to tell you what I would like for Christmas. Can I please have a mini bake oven? Sincerely, Nicholas Yulson, 29 Meadowlark Lane, Hell Township.
Santa crumples up the letter and tosses it aside.
Despite that, let the boy go. It's me you really want.
On the contrary, I knew the boy would lead me to you, and he did. Now that he's the last remaining Yulson.
Why don't we settle this, Claus? Care to redeem yourself?
Santa strokes his beard in thought. Grandpa stretches out his arms and a pair of curling stones and brooms appear in front of him. Grandpa kicks one of them over to Santa.
This time, I set the stakes.
Santa stomps on the ice, which cracks and starts spewing hellfire. The cracks trail across the ice and a large hole full of screaming souls opens.
If I win, there's no more day of slayings. It's back to being good once and for all. How about it?
When you lose, you will enter that hellhole and your soul will be enslaved for all of eternity. How about that?
Grandpa!
Nikki, just remember, the only worthwhile gifts are practical ones.
Nicholas rolls his eyes, unsure of why Grandpa would tell him that again. Lazy screenwriting or foreshadowing? Grandpa pulls his old angel medal out of his pocket and kisses it. For luck.
Go!
Grandpa grabs his stone, ignoring all the souls scream from the pit. He calmly slides the stone across the ice, and just like before, it comes to a stop just on the edge of the hole. The scoreboard rings 1 point for the home team.
Damn!
Grandpa turns back to Nicholas and Mac and winks.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your little furlough. Now let's finish this.
Santa crouches next to his stone, using the broom to sweep off the bottom for a moment. He tosses the broom aside and starts prepping his throw. Grandpa's eyes are locked onto his own stone. Santa smirks and springs up, grabbing Grandpa and sending him flying across the ice towards the hole.
Grandpa! Grandpa!
Can we pause? I lost my place. Ah!
Grandpa knocks his own stone aside and falls face first into the hole. The scoreboard lights up, flashing sixes all around.
Grandpa!
Yes!
Santa turns his attention back to Nicholas.
Not to worry. You'll be joining him soon enough.
The clock starts beeping from Nicholas's bag.
The clock just struck midnight at the pole. Christmas is officially over for you, Santa.
You know, most people make the same mistake. The correct time at the pole is completely discretionary because the poles are where all the time zones actually converge.
He's scary yet educational.
So what I'm saying, nitwits, is that Christmas is over when I say it's over.
Nicholas pulls out the nutcracker and brandishes it like a gun. Santa spits a fireball right as Nicholas launches the chest up. The nut blasts through Santa's flame and embeds itself into Santa's chest.
Chestnut.
Santa starts to rise but nurses the wound on his chest before passing out. Nicholas and Matt cross to Santa's prone body.
Hello?
Nicholas and Mac run to the hole to see Grandpa still clinging to the edge, using his wing metal to hold him in place.
I'm roasting.
Nicholas reaches down towards Grandpa.
Here, give me your hand. I got you.
Mac and Nicholas start pulling as Santa jumps back into the Zamboni.
Pull.
Santa drives the Zamboni out right through the wall, crashing into the snow outside. Nicholas and Mac are distracted at the chaos.
Remember me?
Come on, pull, Mac.
They manage to pull Grandpa from the pit. Grandpa lifts Santa's curling stone over his head and tosses it into the pit, which magically fills itself in. Grandpa celebrates with Nicholas and Mac. Exterior Hell Township night. Santa walks up to his parked sleigh. Pastor Timmons still knocked out in the front seat.
Honey, I had the most terrible nightmare.
Visions of sugar plums.
Pastor Timmons turns to face Santa, only to get knocked out again. Interior Hell Township School, ice hockey rink, same time. Nicholas, Mac, and Grandpa walk across the ice.
So is everyone okay?
I'm fine, but I think you have some explaining to do.
Eh.
They stop and look at him.
Okay, my boy. I loved your grandmother very, very much. What powers I had, I lost all for her. I'm telling you, kids, Santa's bluffing. He's powerless now. Let's go after him and put an end to this once and for all. What do you say?
Okay, yeah, we'll go.
Nicholas grabs Mac's hand and they walk off. Grandpa tries to follow, but it's stopped by an unseen force.
Grandpa?
I don't believe I can cross.
I can't leave you, Grandpa, not again.
I don't recall raising a Sally. Now go. I promise I'll be around.
With a flick of his fingers, Grandpa disappears, his halo disappearing last. Nicholas turns to Mac.
Time to go on the offensive.
Exterior Hell Township Shooting Club night. A group of men stand around, all brandishing large hunting rifles.
And
The bears eat salmon. They stand there all damn day and wait for those fish to jump. I wouldn't touch them, though. That time of the year, they look like monsters. The muzzles are all disgusting and everything. Hey, there's that asshole who blew by here earlier. I'm a baby sister?
Mac sees this guy and runs over to him.
Come on, we need your help.
What?
Come on, hurry up.
Nicholas runs up to more of the shooters.
How would you like to tell everyone in your park, your block, that you have a bird deer mounted on your wall?
Vinnie, a haggard-looking hunter, pulls out a voice box while puffing away at a cigarette.
What do you mean?
I'm sure half of you guys have been dreaming about this your entire lives, hunting a flying buck.
And you know where one is?
Just get ready. I'm going to give you the special bird deer call.
Nicholas runs off, leaving Vinnie puffing away. Nicholas steps onto a snowbank and starts whistling, trying to mimic Santa's unique call. Mac's brother looks through his binoculars and catches sight of the sleigh flying across the moon.
Little prick was right. It's a reindeer.
The gun club starts getting excited.
Come on, man.
load up.
You're going down in history.
Mac taps Nicholas's shoulder.
Here, you can do it.
She hands him a large rifle, which he cocks and aims skywards. The other hunters follow suit. They all start firing. But the sleigh seems too far away. One of the hunters looks through his scope at the hell bison, but before he can fire, a rocket flies through the air and slams into the sleigh, blowing it to pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
After a beat, they're all showered with gory pieces of the hell bison.
Woohoo!
All the hunters turn at the sound.
Daddy,
Hi, sweetheart.
where'd you get a bazooka?
Vinnie gave it to me for Christmas. He been saving up his lava loot. Isn't it great?
It only cost me a lung.
And your vocal cords.
The other shooters laugh. Exterior Hell Township School. Moments later, an ambulance pulls up, sirens blaring.
That sure looks like Santa to me. I guess Christmas is over. Santa's stuck on the North Pole.
Nicholas walks around the flagpole, seeing a man in a Santa outfit impaled through the chest with a book beneath him.
Mac.
She rushes over.
It's past Timmons.
Pastor Timmons is the psycho Santa guy.
What a scandal. It was one of his altar boys.
They all give him a look. What does that have to do with anything?
What?
One of the EMTs walks up with a large circular saw.
All right, everyone stand back. Things are about to get a little messy.
They all clear out from the pole. Nicholas reaches under Pastor Timmons' body and grabs the book, tucking it out of sight. The shooting club stands, talking to the police.
And make sure you include your report that the light anti-tank weapon is registered. Thank you.
Let's go bag the stag.
Hey, Mary? You won't come help?
No, you have fun, Daddy.
Love you,
The gun
baby.
club walks off as the EMT keeps sawing away at the pole in the background.
Why didn't you say anything?
Nicholas sighs.
Christmas is over. Santa's gone. Why should they live in fear? Maybe he's still out there. I don't know. I think my saga's just beginning.
Nicholas notices something at their feet.
Hey, I think your dad left this.
He crouches down to pick it up.
He'll probably need it.
She looks down and Nicholas is flashing that hand signal once again. This time she looks right at it.
Haha, I got you.
Nicholas stands and she punches him twice.
Hey, I got you.
Yeah, but you hit like a girl.
Yeah, well, you kiss like a guy.
Even Travis and Nicholas realize how dumb that sounds. Mac pulls Nicholas in close for a kiss. The EMT walks past them, holding the body of Pastor Timmons as the shooting club drives up. The remains of the Hell Bison strapped to the hood of their car. Fade to black. Interior airport the next day. A woman working the front desk at the airport takes a ticket from an unseen customer.
So, Mr. Satan?
She looks up and sees Santa looking a lot more like a Hell's Angel than his usual self.
Actually, that's Shatan.
Oh, like the hockey player. Well, we have you connecting in Winnipeg and continuing on to Borneo Airport, North Pole.
That's correct.
How many bags do you have to check, sir?
Just one.
Santa pulls out his large sack, wink, and plops it onto the desk.
Has your sack been out of your sight at all?
Santa says nothing.
Well, just have a seat. We'll board in 10 minutes.
Santa takes his ticket back and walks off.
Can I help the next person, please?
Santa walks through the boarding zone and grabs a seat, already making plans for next Christmas. Credits roll. Each member of the crew has been marked naughty or nice. Fade to interior Mason house later. Santa stands in front of the Christmas tree looking at his list. He chuckles to himself.
Who's next?
It's kind of adorable that they thought they might get a sequel. The end.
And thank you all so much for joining us for this ridiculous fucking movie. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you at the next one.